5:12 a.m. April 18, 1906. San Francisco wakes up to a normal Wednesday morning. Coffee brewing, streetcars running, newspapers being delivered. In 42 seconds, everything will collapse. The ground will shake for a full minute. Buildings will crumble like paper. Gas lines will rupture. Fires will ignite across the city. Over 3,000 people will die. 80% of San Francisco will burn to the ground. But right now, you're just waking up. You have no idea what's coming. This is the last normal morning San Francisco will ever see. You live in a boarding house on Market Street, the heart of the city. Your room is on the 3rd floor. Victorian construction, wooden frame, brick facade. Beautiful architecture. Completely unsafe for what's about to happen. You wake naturally, no alarm. The morning light filters through lace curtains. You can hear the city stirring below. Horse hooves on cobblestone, the distant clang of cable car bells. Someone cooking breakfast downstairs, the smell of coffee and bacon rising. It's 5:10 a.m. 2 minutes until your life changes forever. But you don't know that. You stretch, yawn, consider going back to sleep. It's early. You don't start work until 7 a.m. San Francisco in 1906 is America's 9th largest city. Population 400,000. The financial and cultural heart of the West Coast. More theaters than any city except New York. Grand hotels, opera houses, mansions on Nob Hill. Chinatown, the largest Chinese community outside Asia. The city is booming. Wealth from the gold rush, trade with Asia, banking, real estate. Everyone says San Francisco is unstoppable. The future. They're wrong. Beneath the city, the San Andreas Fault, a 800-mile crack in the Earth's crust, is locked. Tectonic plates pushing against each other. Building pressure. For decades, the stress has been mounting. At 5:12 a.m., the fault will slip. The North American plate and Pacific plate will suddenly shift 20 feet. The energy released will equal the force of thousands of atomic bombs. But geological forces mean nothing to you right now. You're thinking about breakfast, about whether to wear your good suit or save it for Sunday. You stand, walk to the window, look out over Market Street. The city is waking. Milk wagons making deliveries. Early workers heading to factories. Everything normal. Everything calm. 5:11 a.m. 1 minute left. You turn away from the window, head toward the wash basin, pour water from the pitcher, splash your face. And then the world breaks. 5:12 a.m. The world lurches, not a gentle sway, not a warning tremor, a violent, sudden jolt that throws you across the room. You slam into the wall. The wash basin crashes to the floor. The sound is overwhelming. A deep rumble from below, like 1,000 trains passing underneath the city. The building groans, wood snapping, brick cracking, plaster raining from the ceiling. The shaking doesn't stop. It intensifies. You try to stand. The floor tilts. You fall. Everything in the room is moving. The bed slides. The dresser tips. The mirror on the wall shatters, glass exploding across the floor. Outside, the screaming starts. People in other rooms, people in the street. Terror, confusion, panic. The shaking lasts 42 seconds. It feels like forever. You crawl toward the doorway. Instinct. Get to a support beam. The floor is bucking beneath you like a living thing. You can't stand. You can barely crawl. The building is making sounds buildings shouldn't make. Cracking, splitting, the whole structure swaying. You're on the 3rd floor of a wooden building during an earthquake. You're in one of the most dangerous places in the city. The ceiling cracks. A beam falls, misses you by inches. Then, as suddenly as it started, the shaking stops. Silence. For maybe 3 seconds. Complete silence. Then chaos. You stand, legs shaking, ears ringing, dust everywhere. The room is destroyed, furniture overturned, walls cracked. The window is shattered. You stumble to the broken window. Look out. Market Street is unrecognizable. Buildings have collapsed. The street itself has split open. Cracks running down the pavement like lightning. Cable car tracks twisted into waves. Street lamps bent. Some buildings are leaning at impossible angles. People pour into the street, some bleeding, some in nightclothes. Everyone's stunned, disbelieving. The boarding house groans. The structure is damaged. You need to get out. You run for the stairs. The hallway is blocked. Part of the ceiling has collapsed. You climb over debris, plaster, broken wood. Someone is trapped behind a door, screaming. You try the handle. It's jammed. The door frame is warped. "I'll get help," you shout. You keep moving. The staircase is intact, but damaged. Steps cracked. Railing broken. You descend carefully. The building could collapse any moment. Second floor. More people emerging from rooms. An elderly woman, bleeding from a head wound. A family with 2 children. The kids crying. Everyone heading down. First floor. The lobby is destroyed. The front door hangs off its hinges. You push through. Outside. Market Street. Devastation. Buildings have collapsed into rubble. Others stand, but with massive cracks, walls missing, interiors exposed like dollhouses. The grand buildings downtown, some still standing, others pancaked. The City Hall, the pride of San Francisco, a massive domed structure that cost $6 million, has collapsed. The dome is intact, but everything beneath it is rubble. The corruption during construction is exposed now. Inferior materials, pocketed money. The building couldn't withstand the shaking. People wander in shock. Some sit on rubble, staring. Others search frantically through collapsed buildings, calling names. The injured lie in the street. No ambulances, no organized help, just chaos. And then you smell it. Gas. Broken gas lines beneath the city. Hundreds of them. Leaking. Someone's cooking fire survived the quake. A spark. Ignition. Across the city. Fires begin. Within an hour, 50 fires burn across San Francisco. The earthquake broke gas lines throughout the city. Natural gas leaking into streets, into basements, into damaged buildings. And everywhere, ignition sources. Overturned stoves, broken electrical lines, candles knocked over. Chemistry takes over. Gas plus spark equals fire. You watch a building 3 blocks away ignite. A small flame in a first-floor window. Then the entire floor is burning. Then the second floor. The fire spreads impossibly fast through the damaged structure. Fire bells ring. Fire departments respond. Horse-drawn steam engines race through rubble-filled streets, but there's a catastrophic problem. The earthquake broke the water mains. San Francisco's water system, pipes running beneath every street, is destroyed. Firefighters connect their hoses to hydrants, turn the valves. Nothing. No water, no pressure. The city is burning, and there's no water to fight the fires. Fire Chief Dennis Sullivan, the man who spent years preparing the department for disaster, is dying. The earthquake collapsed the firehouse where he slept. He's trapped under debris, mortally injured. The one man who knew how to fight this kind of fire won't survive the day. The fire spread, building to building, block to block. The wooden Victorian houses burn like kindling. The earthquake damaged structures. Cracks, exposed wood, collapsed walls make perfect fuel. You join others trying to save what they can. People run into damaged buildings, grabbing possessions, photographs, documents, valuables, then fleeing before the fires reach them. A woman carries a bird cage. A man drags a trunk. A child clutches a doll. Everyone saving something, anything, knowing everything else will burn. The south of Market area, working-class neighborhood, densely packed wooden buildings, is already an inferno. Thousands of people fleeing with nowhere to go. The fire behind them, rubble around them, the bay ahead. You see bodies. People who didn't escape collapsed buildings. People crushed. People who died in the initial shaking. They lie in the streets. No one has time to move them. The living keep moving. Military arrives. Army troops from the Presidio. Their orders? Maintain order. Prevent looting. Create fire breaks. The fire break strategy is brutal. Dynamite. Blow up buildings in the fire's path. Create gaps the fire can't cross. Soldiers place charges. Count down. Explosions rock the city. Buildings deliberately destroyed to save others. But the fires are spreading faster than the fire breaks can stop them. The wind is picking up. Embers fly, landing on roofs blocks away. New fires ignite. By noon, the entire downtown is burning. The financial district, the hotels, the theaters, Chinatown, all ablaze. You're pushed toward the waterfront, Telegraph Hill, the Presidio, anywhere away from the fires. Tens of thousands moving together. A mass exodus. Some try to save buildings with bucket brigades, passing buckets of water from the few working sources. It's futile. Like fighting a forest fire with cups of water. The heat is intense. Even blocks from the flames, the temperature is unbearable. The smoke is choking. Ash falls like snow. You help an elderly man who fell. His leg is broken. You and another person carry him, moving slowly through the crowds, trying to reach safety. But where is safe? The fires are everywhere, growing, merging, creating a firestorm. Martial law. The army takes control of San Francisco. Mayor Eugene Schmitz, corrupt politician, usually ineffective, rises to the moment. He issues orders. Soldiers have shoot-to-kill authority. Looters will be executed. Order must be maintained. The proclamation is posted throughout the city. The federal troops, the members of the regular police force, and all special police officers have been authorized by me to kill any and all persons found engaged in looting or in the commission of any other crime. It's not an empty threat. Soldiers shoot looters. Bodies left in the streets as warnings. Justice is instant and brutal. You see it happen. A man breaking into a jewelry store. A soldier shouts. The man runs. A single rifle shot. The man falls. Dead. The crowd moves on. No one stops. No one protests. Survival takes precedence over justice. The refugee situation is catastrophic. Hundreds of thousands homeless. Entire neighborhoods destroyed or burning. People carrying whatever they could save. Golden Gate Park becomes a tent city. Thousands camping on grass. Makeshift shelters from blankets and salvaged wood. Families huddled together. No food, no water, no sanitation. The Presidio, military base, opens to refugees. But it can't hold everyone. People camp in streets, in squares, anywhere away from the fires. You find space in a park. Sit on the ground with strangers. Share what little you have. A woman gives you bread. You give her water from a canteen you filled at a working fountain. No one knows the full extent of the damage. Communication is cut. Telegraph lines down. Telephone cables destroyed. No newspapers printing. Information spreads by word of mouth. Rumors. Fear. Some say the entire city is gone. Some say Oakland is burning too. Some say this is the end of California. The fires continue. Day turns to evening. The sky is orange. Smoke blocks the sun. It's like twilight at noon. This pattern, disaster, fire, mass displacement, will repeat throughout American history. And each time, cities will face the same choice: rebuild or abandon. If you want to witness another American city's moment of destruction and rebirth, the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, where another city burned to ash and rose again. Subscribe. For now, San Francisco burns, and you watch, helpless. Everything you owned is gone. Your home, your possessions, your city. The night is surreal. The fires illuminate the darkness. You can read a newspaper by the light of burning buildings miles away. The heat is intense, even from a distance. Explosions continue, the army dynamiting more buildings, trying desperately to create fire breaks that might work. But the fires keep coming. 3 days. That's how long they'll burn. 3 days of relentless destruction. You sleep fitfully in the park, surrounded by thousands. The ground is hard. The night is cold despite the distant fires. Children cry. Adults whisper. Everyone traumatized. Tomorrow you'll try to find relatives, check if they survived. But tonight, you just try to survive. Day 2. The fires rage. The fire breaks failed. The dynamiting created more fuel. Rubble burns as hot as intact buildings. The fires merged into a single massive firestorm, consuming the entire downtown. From Telegraph Hill, you watch your city die. The entire skyline is burning. The financial district, the Palace Hotel, the grandest hotel west of Chicago, collapses into flames. The Fairmont Hotel on Nob Hill, just completed, never opened, burns hollow. Chinatown, 40,000 residents, the cultural heart of Chinese America, is completely destroyed. Every building, every temple, every business, gone. The Hall of Records burns. Birth certificates, property deeds, marriage licenses, legal documents, centuries of records. Ash. The libraries burn. Books, rare manuscripts, history. Ash. The death toll climbs. Many died in the initial earthquake. More die in the fires. Some trapped in collapsed buildings as flames approach. Some overcome by smoke. Some killed by falling debris or explosions. The official count will eventually be listed as 478 dead. That's a lie. A massive undercount. City officials will deliberately minimize the death toll to protect real estate values and encourage rebuilding. The real number, over 3,000 dead, possibly more. Bodies buried in rubble, bodies cremated in the fires, bodies never found. You meet a woman who lost her entire family. Husband, 3 children. Their building collapsed. She was outside. They were inside. She watched the building burn with them trapped inside. She couldn't reach them. The heat was too intense. She sits on the ground, staring, silent, beyond tears, beyond grief, just empty. Stories like hers are everywhere. Entire families gone, children orphaned, parents who lost everyone. The wealthy on Nob Hill aren't spared. Their mansions burn like everyone else's homes. The earthquake and fire don't discriminate. Rich and poor burn together. By day 3, 80% of San Francisco is destroyed. 28,000 buildings gone. 4 square miles of complete devastation. 250,000 people homeless out of 400,000 total population. The fires finally burn themselves out. Not because they're stopped, because there's nothing left to burn. You walk through the ruins. Block after block of ash and rubble. Chimneys standing alone. Everything around them gone. Twisted metal. Melted glass. The smell of burning that will linger for weeks. Your boarding house on Market Street is rubble. The building where you woke up that last normal morning is completely gone. You can't even tell where it stood. The entire block is leveled. Everything you owned is ash. Every photograph, every letter, every possession, gone. But you're alive. That's more than thousands can say. Golden Gate Park becomes a city, a tent city housing thousands. The army sets up relief stations, food distribution, water, medical care. It's organized chaos. Lines form. People wait hours for bread, for water, for blankets. You receive a ration card, your daily allotment. Bread, beans, coffee. It's survival, not comfort. But it's survival. Makeshift hospitals treat the injured. Doctors work in tents. Supplies are limited. Morphine runs out. Surgeries performed without anesthesia. People die from infected wounds, from shock, from injuries that would be treatable in normal times. Disease is the new threat. Typhoid, dysentery, cholera. With thousands living in close quarters, poor sanitation, and contaminated water, epidemics could kill more than the earthquake and fire combined. Public health officials work frantically, disinfecting, quarantining, burying the dead quickly. The death toll from disease is minimized through aggressive measures. But it's close. You volunteer, helping distribute food, digging latrines, anything to be useful. Idleness makes the trauma worse. The city is broken, but not defeated. Within days, businesses start operating from tents, banks, stores, restaurants. A restaurant sets up in Golden Gate Park. Tables in the open air, cooking over campfires. Meals in the ruins becomes a popular spot. The stock exchange reopens in a tent. Trading continues. Commerce survives. Rebuilding begins immediately. Some people return to their lots and start clearing rubble, building temporary shacks. The city will rise again. But questions loom. Will people come back? Will investors rebuild? Will San Francisco survive? The answer comes quickly. Within weeks, reconstruction starts. The city refuses to die. But the earthquake exposed ugly truths. Chinatown's destruction becomes an opportunity for racism. City officials propose banning Chinese residents from returning, moving Chinatown to the outskirts, reclaiming valuable downtown land. The Chinese community fights back. Politically, legally. They win. Chinatown will rebuild in its original location, bigger and better than before. Insurance companies refuse to pay, claiming fire damage isn't covered under earthquake insurance. Legal battles rage for years. Many property owners receive nothing. The corruption in City Hall construction becomes a scandal. Officials go to jail. Contractors sued. The disaster exposes decades of graft. You find work clearing rubble, paid in cash. It's backbreaking labor, but it's employment. And it's rebuilding. San Francisco will rebuild itself in record time. Within 3 years, most of the city is reconstructed. Modern buildings, stricter codes, better infrastructure, but the scars remain. The trauma lingers. For years, survivors will flinch at any tremor. Children will grow up hearing stories of the Great Fire. The date, April 18, 1906, will be remembered forever. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire remains one of the worst natural disasters in American history. Final toll: over 3,000 dead. Officially 478, a deliberate undercount. 28,000 buildings destroyed. 80% of the city gone. 250,000 homeless. Economic damage: $400 million in 1906 dollars, over $10 billion today. But San Francisco refused to die. Within 3 years, most of the city was rebuilt. Within a decade, San Francisco hosted the 1915 Panama Pacific International Exposition, a World's Fair celebrating the city's rebirth. 9 years after near total destruction, San Francisco showed the world it had not just survived, but thrived. The reconstruction transformed the city. Better building codes, fire-resistant construction, improved water systems with backup reservoirs specifically for firefighting. The city learned, but the lessons came at terrible cost. The earthquake exposed the San Andreas Fault's power. Scientists began studying earthquake mechanics. Seismology as a science was born from this disaster. Today, San Francisco lives with the reality. The earthquake will happen again. The San Andreas Fault is still active. Stress is building. The big one is inevitable. Modern San Francisco is prepared. Earthquake-resistant buildings, emergency response plans, public education. But preparation isn't prevention. When the fault slips again, and it will, the city will face another test. The 1906 survivors are all gone now. The last survivor died in 2016. But the memories passed down. Families tell stories. Photographs survive. The history is preserved. You can visit the sites. The Palace of Fine Arts, built for the 1915 exposition, one of the few structures that remains. Lotta's Fountain, a meeting point for survivors, still standing at Market and Kearny. Plaques mark where famous buildings stood before the fire. The earthquake changed California, led to stricter building codes statewide, influenced urban planning across the West, proved that American cities could suffer catastrophic damage and rebuild stronger. But it also showed the fragility of urban life, how quickly normalcy can become catastrophe, how a single minute of shaking can destroy decades of construction, how fire can consume a city faster than it can be fought. April 18, 1906, 5:12 a.m. The last normal morning. The moment everything changed. You, the anonymous San Franciscan who woke up that Wednesday, survived, rebuilt your life, started over. Like hundreds of thousands of others, the boarding house on Market Street is long gone. In its place, modern buildings, offices, stores. A city that forgot the exact location of individual tragedies, but remembers the collective loss. San Francisco rose from the ashes, literally. The city that shouldn't exist, built on a fault line, prone to earthquakes, surrounded by fire danger, refused to die. That stubbornness, that resilience, that refusal to accept defeat, that's the real legacy of 1906. In our next journey, we'll witness another American city facing total destruction by fire. The Great Chicago Fire of 1871, where a city burned for 3 days and rose again, just like San Francisco would 35 years later.